There was not an already existing organization. I was not well known at all, except in my community, and had very little money. But I emptied my bank account for every first flyer, every stamp, every whatever came out of my pocket.
That's right.
So when we talk about self-determination, you're bearing witness to it. And now, with that said, next year, 20th anniversary, we will do the Million Woman March reunion. But on October the 25th, we're calling for a World African Women's Global Strike.
Yes.
On October the 25th, worldwide. We want all of our women on October the 25th to stand together. We talk about violence and abuse. Well, the Million Woman movement now is not just talking about domestic violence.
Come on now.
Because it's not just domestic.
That's right.
So we have to look at the whole thing now and remember from whence it comes.
Pain.
Because if we do not address that,
That's right.
how did this happen?
That's right.
It's happening, but how did it happen? How did it get to this? Where did it come from?
Pain and anger.
So we now have a 5-year action plan to do first, not only research, but to apply remedies. Because we can't just talk about the problem. What's the remedies?
Healing.
But first you've got to understand
Healing.
that too.
Healing.
But you first have to understand from whence it comes.
That's right.
My sister here, I thank you so much for what you shared.
Right.
Because note, in the profession of healing medicine, it's usually said, one who abuses has been abused.
Yes.
9 times out of 10. So rather than to focus on the here and now, when will we begin to focus on the fact that we were brought here, raped, murdered, mutilated, hung,
Yes.
castrated?
Yes.
So when we talk about abuse, where did it come from? If you don't address that, the rest is just cosmetic and a Band-Aid.
Talk about it.
And this is why it's increasing. So on October the 25th of 2017, we want our sisters worldwide to stand with us together for a global strike. Don't go to work. Don't go to school.
Yeah.
Don't spend a penny, dime, or a dollar on their debt.
Right.
Globally.
Ashe.
So that the voices can be heard. That the violence not only must end, but we're going to stand together worldwide to assure that it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know that we can make 20 million strong worldwide for our 20-year anniversary. We're talking about Ghana, Nigeria, Haiti, not everywhere, wherever our women are feeling this pain, and there are. Next year, for the Million Woman March 20th anniversary, what is our theme? Raising up the mother of civilization.
Ashe.
You know what we're going to give our young daughters? To know who you are. Sister said it so eloquently. To take care of yourselves. You got to know yourself first. And it's all right to be selfish.
That's
Right.
That's right.
Self-confidence, self-determination, self-respect,
Yes.
selfish. So when they say you're being selfish, you tell them yes. We're going to put a new spin on all of this because we are the mother of civilization. I'm Harriet's daughter.
That's right.
I'm Queen Mother Moore's child.
Amen.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say, Amandala!
Yes.
Away.
Indeed.
Bayete.
So with that said, next year, we hope to see all of you at our main event in Philadelphia, which I can't tell you yet, but there's 2 cities that's being looked at other than Philadelphia, and one of them is New York. To have more than 2 million women assemble again. This time we have a plan. It's called the Black Print 2020. We talk about economic development. No, that's not we're talking about, it's a conversation, but we have a plan. And the plan deals with finance development and wealth building. We want the African Union to meet with us now in this next 5 years, since they have declared the decade for African women. We have a plan. And we want the African Union to work with us to build the African Women's World Federation so that we can have institutes that can address these issues realistically. We must be organized to do that. Lastly, I took the title of Empress for some very specific reasons, because I'm not trying to build just a group, an organization, or even a movement. I plan to build an empire. Like Songhai, like Mali, like Timbuktu. Why can't a sister do that too?
Why not?
Hesheput did it, why can't I? But also, this month we celebrate Manu C.J. Walker. We recently celebrated the Earth Day, or the Ascension Day, of Mother Harriet Tubman, who this event is also in recognition of. We now have 12 sister saints for the Million Woman Movement. Queen Mother Moore is one of them. We will install our sister saints next year. And of course, our mentor, Harriet Tubman. Did you know that was her name? Our mentor, Harriet Tubman. So, again, in taking that name or title, because we understand in certain realms of reality that's what one must do in some way or another. There's a woman who made an impression upon me that I will never forget. I was a college student, journalist, communications. I didn't know of I.W. Wells at the time. I knew of Mumia Abu-Jamal because I used to sit and watch him. And he was known as the voice of the voiceless. So I knew that, wow, maybe one day I could be the voice of someone or something. And it ended up being 2.5 plus million women. But again, that name, I'm honored by that name, and I will uphold that name for a woman who gave me something. Her name was Nina Simone.
Yeah.
I met her as a young student. I was interviewing her, and I had on a showcase. Most of you know what a showcase is. Even as a young student, I was always, kind of glamorous. And I had real showcase on. And she had just finished her concert in Philadelphia, and I had the opportunity to go behind stage and be with her, and I sat with her in total awe. I didn't even know what to say. This beautiful, wonderful woman. And she turned to me and said, "Oh, I should be interviewing you. You are so beautiful."
That's a real sister.
This is what Nina, Mother, Queen, Empress Nina Simone said to me. From that day on, I knew there had to be great things coming my way. I owed it to her. She gave me something that only a sister could give. So with that said, let us move forward in the spirit of the Million Woman March with self-determination, self-respect, self-discipline, self-love, but remembering our ancestors and sisters. We not only rise, we got something now called a mama, a million African mothers ascending.
Right. They are inspired.